Over on Team 1, we got ourselves borrowing out here. Oh, look at that little Haley you got going on. How do you get that? How do you get that? Wait, are you blind too? Oh my god, that actually looks so weird on a Dark Iron Dwarf. We got ourselves also Chill, back on the Frosty. We got Light Messiah. Shadhan gonna be first up, getting beamed down by DH Rework. His man is already OPAF. DH Rework OPAF. Immediate stun. Goes in for a trinket. Gonna be a bonding shot with a Basilisk joining in. Shadhan needs to find a different strategy besides just backpedal. This is gonna be a full foul rush out of DH. Just going for the turtle. Trying to see if he can tank up a little bit of the damage. DH is just trying to see. Are you saluting at the guy? Are you emoting at him? I think it's a little too early. Stun onto Shad. Doesn't end up actually even cleaving down with a stun onto the Basilisk. Trying to see if he can maybe finish off the fight. Gonna be a fade death for Shad as he got himself a Dust Shock him, and a Blade Dance doesn't end up taking it out. Slaying the demon to catch up a little bit of healing before he can pick up the soul, though. Chupos does yoink him out into his Death's Grasp, into a quick blind silence. Stun right after. Big grippy hand slap and clawing the Demon Hunter around. We'll need to find a way to get over to that demonic soul if you can. Now to get himself the retreat. It's going to be a Soul Reaper for Chillpills. So he's got himself the grippy hand as well as a Soul Reaper, trying to see if he can land those big executes. If DH gets hit by a Soul Reaper and just lets it time out, it's just over. It's lights out. Trying to see if he can maybe get himself a better situation. Hoping for a demon proc, but I think he might just go down here. Unless he got himself something, anything, maybe a Sigil of Fear, just trying to see if he can run away. Oh, nothing you can do in that situation, though. At that point, you're just trying to see if you can hide for your life. Lucifer going to be up next. Immediate Crusade Wings out of the Paladin, and Chillpills is on the defensive. Looking for that Chain of Ice, prepping his defenses, wants to be ready to answer the call. But right now, while Lucifer got these wings blaring in all directions, this bright Paladin, he needs to find a way to avoid him until that light has been gassed down. While Crusade is active, Lucifer, as it is most dangerous, especially if he is able to build up a lot of the holy power and spend there's big AMS to try to see if he can deny the Hammer of Justice out of Lucifer, catching him in a Remorseless Winter. Shield of Vengeance with the streak and immediately out of the Paladin, trying to see if he can reverse some of the damage back at Chillpills. Silence to follow, trying to see if he can snub the life out of Lucifer. It is gonna go for a little bit of a Lynchborn, but actually a good portion of the Death Knight damage, most of it is huge portion is magical. But some of it is physical, especially if you got yourself normal obliterates that aren't getting the procs you're looking for. Those will actually end up going through that spell ward, and Stone on Chill does have a defensive IBF for this one as he self dips super low, blind by the Paladin, shrinking out of the death, then try to see if he can take the advantage here. Katie Press and stun right after this. He has the Reaper does come through and set up a Reaper, stunning the guy. One more obliterate, and he does extinguish the light from the guy. Big hammer hanging over his head. I don't think it actually does anything. It's just an animation, right? Vicious from Moonguard up next. Got himself a little bit of that all-the-time AMS for Chills, as he's just gonna try to see if he can force the mage away from his pillar. And as soon as he sees the mage in a full retreat, that's where Chillpill is just gonna go back into hiding. The man needs himself as much slows off of Vicious as best as possible. That is gonna be full combustion by the mage, though. I think it is actual full burst, shifting power to try to see if he could work some of those cooldowns back little by little. And Chillpills does go for a bit of a death pact, making a pact with the Loa God of Death against Bonsomdi or whoever else. Lich King? Necromance? I don't really know. What do you invoke as a Death Knight? Do you even believe in doing anything as a Death Knight? Or is it just like borrow some health from just the realm of death itself? Grip onto Vicious, does break out of that breath stun with the Ring of Frost off with a Fire Breath onto Chills. Got himself big grippy hand. That is going to be quite a bit of burst. Vicious got himself lots of crits. Chillpills may not have too much of an answer here. Trying to see if he can live through Death Strikes. Dome comes down, cannot really catch up to Vicious at all. AMS is back up. Made to use that AMS as he's going to probably mosey either on over to Vicious or mosey behind the pillar. Will need some self-healing. Trying to make some damage happen. Does he have CC? Next Remorseless Winter is going to be a stun, interrupt him on fire. Probably going to be an ice block. Big damage on the Vicious. Does get himself the cauterize. Trying to see if he can CC the guy. Still looks like has a AMS, unless it's like a bug. But Chillpills does not really have much health to work with. I think he's just waiting for CC. Immediately stunning Vicious, trying to go for Death Strikes whenever possible. Does end up picking up a new goal out of the ground and then sacrificing it within the same instance. Full combustion for Vicious as AMS is back up for Chillpills, giving him a little bit more longevity. Does interrupt him on the CD reduction. And that's going to be blind with potentially a stun for chills. Got himself the IBF just to reduce some damage taken. Try to see if he can CC Vicious with a silence right after. Trinkets to follow, but I think it's just going to be over. The Fire Blast is all he needs. It was just over as soon as he saw a Frost Death Knight walk into the arena. He got himself a couple of good kills. But it's rough. Light Messiah doesn't want to let the Undead Mage get any kind of play whatsoever. Are you kidding me? And Airless going in with a big old Shadow Strike. Kidney Shot immediately as Light does not have his immunities anymore. Maybe Blessing Protection until a little bit later. That's going to be a bit of an evasion for Airless. Trying to see if he can keep himself nimble, avoiding Light. Wait, Light, you just... I think he might have pressed Final Wreck a little bit too eagerly. It looked like he just kind of sent it to the left while the rogue is to the right. Airless trying to see if he can avoid the Blessing Protection, does use the Vanish to try to see if he can reposition Light. Finally on his last leg when it comes to full-on immunities, but it's going to be a sap out of Airless, trying to see if he can get himself a proper go. By the way, liking the Mock switch up. That tabard with the set actually fits so well. That turquoise color. Stun onto Light. Probably gonna die, maybe. Hold on, cheap shot. It looks like Airless still does not get the crits. He needs stun onto Airless. Light with a lay on hands does it, utilizing his forbearance abilities in order to keep himself afloat. Cloak for Airless, and he's trying to keep the calm points rolling, keep the backstabs rolling versus Light. And Light at some point was gonna have to find a way to crawl out of this situation. It's not a great spot. Vanish, Shadow Strike immediately for Airless, just to get a shot back. That's gonna be big damage back onto the rogue though. Man, might be in a lot of trouble. Light Messiah's fighting tooth and nail to the end. Cheat death for the rogue, needs just a little bit more to take down. Light does go in for a Shadow Mill, but Light is able to bring the rogue out of the darkness into the spotlight and right into an early grave. With DJ Flex, last one left over on the team 2, trying to see if he can maybe make a play. He got 3 to get through. Death Striker immediately versus Light, got no immunities. Just a couple of Mongoose Bites is gonna do the trick. With Stone gonna be up next as a Beast Mastery Hunter, sending out the pets immediately towards Flex, stunning him, and Flex going for a trinket, trying to see if he can CC some of the pets from Stone. If you can avoid some of these pets, control them, you actually limit quite a good portion of Beast Mastery's raw power. And a little bit of damage left of the Stone, you're actually able to crack through his defenses fairly quickly. Stone trying to see if he can control DJ Flex's pets. That is a lot of his utility that's just going to be gone out of completely. Trying to go for a little bit of healing. Turtle Shell reviving our first new pet. DJ having to go for a bit of a heal, sending the pets out immediately. Stone is kind of lowish on health, has himself Exil. Might want to use Exil as early as possible before dampening really stacks up super high. That's going to be charged by his Flex. Trying to see if he can make those Mongoose Bites work. Turtle Shell as he gets super low. Death Striker is on Stone, does go for a faint death, but the pet is going to get caught really quickly. DJ Flex, does he have enough damage here? His Mongoose Bite should apply a bleed onto Stone. Scatter onto Flex though. Wait a second, Stone may just have it? No, it's stunned right after Trinket to follow. Just one more hit, just one more execute is all he needs. Just charges right in, chasing after the guy. He's a relentless hunter. He'll chase you down to the ends of the earth, with Borrowing going to be up next. Trying to slow down the game a little bit. Going for a bit of an honor duel. Flags given an opportunity, ample spacing to just get himself at least a little bit of reset as we're diving into higher dampening. He won't have the healing, and Borrowing, I know you can't see him, he's in camo just to get himself as much healing as he can. He'd give you a bow if he could, man. He'd give you a bow. You can't see him, but we can. Picking up the eye, find Flex, sees him. Maybe sees him? Was he just trying to say hello? No, trying to go for a jab. The guy got plenty of health. It's going to be Karma immediately. Lecture brought after. Fist of Fury Zuwen is going to be joining in. Flex taking a lot of damage off the bat. He's going to have to use everything he can in his repertoire to find himself a bit of breather from Borrowing while the cooldowns are rolling. That's actually the defense is going to use really early for Borrowing, expecting for Flex to maybe go for a bit of a turnaround. But he does have him in a kind of a rough situation right now. The Zuwen did a little bit of damage. The guy doesn't have too much health to work with. As long as he can catch a couple of many advantages, it's dampening getting higher and higher. It could give DJ an opportunity here, but we'll see how it goes. 120, 50k mystery, 300 secret technique with a rotten build, 110 mastery. What the? Gonna be explosive onto Borrowing. Flex with a feint death for just a second. Disarming launcher Monk for just a moment. Big damage right after. Looks like Flex does it to bring it back though. Alright. Okay. Flex with 3, chills with 2, got himself the fatty executes. Light does end up holding his own on his end as well. Well done, well done. Love seeing it. Let's get ourselves another going, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más.